Hatred is destroying everything you have. Hello everyone, welcome to today's deep dive. The topic we are going to discuss today is an absolute game changer that can directly determine the trajectory of your life. We are going to deconstruct a deeply profound piece of material, a set of insightful observations shared by the Australian Buddha Dharma Association. Are you ready? Today, with full energy, let's completely shatter that massive stumbling block standing between US and success, anger. Let's dive straight into the core. Think carefully about the statement on the screen. Many people assume that throwing a temper is just letting off steam, and once it's out, that's the end of it. But this material reveals a terrifying truth. Anger is actively destroying your cognitive capabilities. That's right, it's not just a loss of emotional control. It directly triggers a precipitous decline in your thinking ability, making you increasingly dull and foolish in how you handle affairs and interact with others. So right now, your mind must be full of questions. Why? Why would a seemingly minor action like throwing a temper cause us to lose jobs, connections, and everything we have worked so hard to build in the real world? That is the core question we need to thoroughly unravel today. To break this down layer by layer, here is our roadmap for today. The true cost of anger. Destroying your roots of goodness. The business wisdom of harmony. The 4 methods of embracing how to crush anger. Let's jump right into part 1, the true cost of anger, and examine how it spirals from self-destruction into total isolation. The material explicitly points out that unchecked anger sounds an immediate alarm in a person's life. There is a number here that will absolutely drop your jaw: 1 million. The material refers to hatred or anger as a 1,000,000-level obstacle gate. What does this mean? When a person is blinded by anger, they become completely unreasonable, shifting the blame onto others for their own mistakes. In reality, this doesn't dodge responsibility, it destroys your social reputation. It is the ultimate form of self-destruction. Look at how this destructive power snowballs over time. The timeline described in the material is truly heartbreaking. A child in primary school might have stellar grades and a bright future, but once they habituate throwing tempers and bottling up resentment, red lights start flashing by middle and high school. By university, they might drop out entirely. Upon reaching adulthood, because they view everything with hostility, antagonism, they can't even maintain basic work competence. Why? Because anger doesn't just destroy learning, it destroys your execution and ability to get things done. So, what causes this curse-like pattern of failure? Let's move to part 2, destroying your roots of goodness. Using a brilliant botanical metaphor to explain the underlying logic. To grasp this fundamental logic, we must borrow a deep Eastern philosophical concept. Roots of goodness. What are they? Simply put, they are your lifeline for standing firm in society and seizing opportunities. Anyone who has helped you, a client willing to trust you, or even a single, modest drop of morning dew during a drought, all of these nourish your roots of goodness. Truly wise people spend every day figuring out how to plant these roots deeper. Why? Because when the roots are stable, the tree of your life can flourish. Where does anger fit into this picture? Imagine anger as a subterranean grub or cutworm lurking underground. On the surface, everything seems calm, but as long as you harbor even a shred of resentment, this pest is frantically gnawing away at your tree's roots beneath the surface. When you snap at a client or a benefactor over trivial matters, my friend, you are literally taking a blade to your own roots. Once the roots are severed, can the tree survive? It will wither and die without question. Now, let's pull our lens back to the real world and check out part 3, the business wisdom of harmony. To see how smart, profit-driven minds survive. The contrast in the material is brilliant. Let's compare the foolish and hot-tempered with the truly smart. The foolish and hot-tempered, give them a mantle today instead of $10. 0, and they will feel immensely wronged, turning their back on you immediately. As a result, not only do they get nothing, but they also block all their future paths. Smart business people, even if they were just crossing swords and fiercely arguing at the negotiation table, they can turn around, smile, and share tea together. Why? Because they know how to swallow their pride for survival and continuous gain. As the material puts it so accurately, who holds a grudge against money? This is the pinnacle of commercial wisdom. Business people know full well that clients are the roots and their gods of wealth. Snapping at a client is smashing your own rice bowl. Therefore, they suppress their anger because they understand better than anyone that ruining a relationship equals severing their own lifeline. Since we know we must never commit suicide by cutting our roots, how do we actively water and fertilize them? Let's look at part 4, the 4 methods of embracing. A top-tier tool for building human alliances. This is the ultimate weapon used by successful individuals and enlightened beings to win people's hearts. The material highlights 2 key techniques. Generosity, willingly giving others what they genuinely need, without any reluctance. Kind words, speaking in a way that makes others feel comfortable, respected, and valued. True cooperation is never about one-sided extraction. It is about providing what the other party needs accurately and without complaint. At the negotiation table, you can't just focus on visible chips. Anyone can calculate those. What truly decides victory are the hidden needs beneath the table. Satisfying all those needs is the essence of the 4 methods of embracing. If someone likes golf or a specific style of communication, you must proactively use generosity in most kind words to nourish them. If you constantly complain about doing too much while ignoring what others actually want, you're just doing useless work. Now for the main event, part 5, how to crush anger. Let's see how to completely eradicate this internal enemy. How can we permanently destroy this life-ruining demon? The material offers a master-level technique divided into 3 steps. Drag it out. When you are fuming with rage, pull the anger out in your mind, slam it onto the table, and stare it down. Expose its nature. Ask it, can you bring me even a single cent of benefit? You will realize it can't. It'll only destroy you. Do the exact opposite. The more it urges you to slam the table and curse, the more you refuse. Starve it, suffocate it. To be honest, while the metaphor on the material carries a bit of dark humor, it hits the nail right on the head. What is anger at a physical level? It is literally less than a fart. A fart at least has an odor, whereas anger has no substance and no smell. It is a complete illusion. Yet, how absurd is it that we allow an absolute non-entity to destroy everything good we have worked so hard to build in real life? What a terrible deal. This is a stern warning that must be engraved in our minds. Many people think, if I throw a temper today, I can just buy someone a cup of milk tea or invite them for tea to apologize tomorrow, and it's all water under the bridge. In reality, that is like smashing the mirror to pieces than serving it a cup of tea. Can the mirror restore itself? Absolutely not. The cracks remain forever. Our deep dive today is coming to an end. I want to leave this highly challenging question for you. Now that we have seen through the true face of anger, through the precious material shared by the Australian Buddha Dharma Association, do you intend to let this substanceless illusion bite away at the foundation of your life bit by bit? Or do you decide, starting today, starting right this second, to use the 4 methods of embracing to nourish your roots of goodness and live the successful life you deserve? Thank you for your company, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.